My name is Lena Brooks. I am 35 years old. I live with my husband, Ethan. He is 37 and works in a large company in the city. Ethan is a kind man. People like him because he is polite, funny, and hardworking. I work at a bank. I like my job. It gives me a sense of confidence and independence. My coworkers respect me, and my boss often says that I do good work. Many people think I have a perfect life, a good husband, a nice home, and a stable job. But they don't know the truth. There is one problem between Ethan and me. He wants to have children. He dreams of becoming a father one day. He talks about it often. Whenever he sees a child, his face lights up with joy. But I feel very different. I don't want children. I don't feel ready to be a mother. I want to grow in my career. I want to travel and learn more about the world. Having a baby would change everything. I love Ethan deeply, but I cannot share this dream with him. Whenever he talks about children, I feel worried and sad. Ethan's mother loves us very much, but she often asks the same question. When will I get to hold my grandchild? She says with a sweet smile. Her question makes me feel small inside. I smile and reply softly, "Maybe soon, Mom." Everyone laughs and changes the topic, but I feel uneasy every time. Ethan never notices my discomfort. He thinks I am shy to talk about it. But inside, I am scared. I fear losing my freedom and myself. At work, I feel powerful and sure of who I am. I wear my clean suit, handle clients, and feel proud of my independence. But when I come home, it feels like I wear a mask. I pretend to be fine, even when I am not. Ethan started showing me baby pictures on his phone. Tiny shoes, soft blankets, and small toys. "Wouldn't this be cute for our baby?" he asked one night. I tried to smile, but my heart felt heavy. I didn't want to hurt him. He looked disappointed when I didn't show excitement. One night after dinner, he said, "Lena, we need to talk." His voice was serious. I already knew what the talk was about. He asked softly, "Why don't you want children?" I looked into his eyes. I could see love and confusion there. I took a deep breath and said, "Because it's not what I dream about, Ethan." He looked at me for a long moment. Then he said, "You are cold, Lena. You don't understand what family means." Those words broke my heart. I was not cold. I was just honest. I cried quietly that night, wondering if our marriage could survive this difference. Weeks passed. At the bank, a new client came in. His name was Ryan Moore. He was tall, calm, and had kind eyes. I helped him open an account, and while we worked, we talked. He told me he had never been married. Then he said something that surprised me. "I don't want children." For a moment, I couldn't speak. It was the first time I met someone who felt the same way I did. I felt seen. After that, Ryan often came to the bank. We talked more each time. Later, we started meeting for coffee after work. Ryan listened to me carefully. He never judged me. When I was with him, I felt light and alive. I could talk about my dreams, my fears, and my thoughts. It was just friendship, but it felt special. I knew this was dangerous. I was married, and Ryan was a client. People could misunderstand. Still, I couldn't stop talking to him. One evening, I was at home. Ethan and I were sitting in the living room. My phone buzzed. It was a message from Ryan. It said, "Hope your day went well." Ethan picked up my phone before I could. He looked at the message. His face changed. His eyes turned hard. "Who is Ryan?" he asked sharply. "He's just a client," I said quickly. Ethan's voice grew louder. "Just a client? Then why is he sending you messages? Is he the reason you don't want to have children?" His words cut through me. My heart raced. "No, Ethan. It's not about him. I've always felt this way." But Ethan didn't believe me. He shouted, "You've changed, Lena. You're not the same person anymore." That night, he slept in another room. I cried quietly in the dark. After that fight, our house felt cold and silent. Ethan stopped talking to me except for small things. The love we once had was fading fast. At the bank, things got worse. People began to gossip. They said I was too close to a client. Some even whispered that I was having an affair. No one knew the truth, but no one cared either. I started feeling nervous every time I went to work. I could not focus. I knew I had to make a choice soon, between my marriage and my freedom. One evening, Ethan came home early. His face was serious. He said, "Lena, this cannot go on anymore. You have to decide. Either we start a family, or we end this marriage." I froze. Tears filled my eyes. "Ethan, please try to understand." He shook his head. "No, I can't. I want to be a father. I can't live like this." I sat there in silence. My hands were cold. The man I loved was giving me an impossible choice. If I agreed to have children, I would keep my marriage, but I would lose myself. If I said no, I would lose Ethan, but I would stay true to who I was. That night, I did not sleep. I looked out the window at the city lights, thinking about everything we had built together. My heart was heavy, but I knew I had to make a decision. The next morning, I walked to Ethan's study. He was sitting at his desk, reading something. I took a deep breath. "Ethan," I said softly. He looked up. "I love you," I said. "You've been a wonderful husband. You gave me love, support, and kindness. But I cannot give you what you want. I cannot be the woman who makes your dream come true. I don't want children, not now, not ever. I'm sorry." Ethan stared at me. He didn't speak. His face was pale, his eyes full of sadness. Finally, he said, "Then it's over." My heart broke. I nodded slowly. "I know," I whispered. I packed my things and left our house that evening. I looked back once, the place where we had shared so many memories. But I also felt something new, a small sense of peace. The first few months were hard. I cried often. The silence of my apartment felt heavy. Sometimes, I missed Ethan. Sometimes, I wondered if I made the wrong choice. But then, as time passed, I began to heal. I focused on my work again. My manager said I was doing great. I started reading more, cooking for myself, and going on long walks. I even met Ryan again one day at a cafe. We talked like old friends. There was no romance, no secret. Just two people who understood each other. I realized I didn't need anyone to make me complete. I was enough. I learned something important. Being true to yourself is not easy, but it's the only way to live honestly. Now, when people ask me about my life, I smile and say, it's not perfect, but it's mine. And that's what matters the most.